Wow, that was a hell of a Sony State of Play. What a showcase, guys. I was not expecting that many new games to be announced in February. Absolutely crazy. I went into this State of Play with very low expectations, especially after that Nintendo Direct we had recently, which had like nothing. I was like, yeah, it's February. Maybe there'll be like one or two cool things, but this showcase isn't going to be anything too special, you know. They usually have the best stuff in the summer. Very happy to be proven wrong by that. This was a stunning showcase with a lot of variety, lots of crazy different things. I think there was only like maybe one or two games out of this whole thing that looked like crap or looked like they were going to be crap. Um, that weird J.J. Abrams online multiplayer shooter thing looks like shit. From Bad Robot Company looks like shit. Um, and that cheap God of War, Sons of Sparta side scroller thing they plopped out that looks like it's an afterthought. Um, I'm excited for the prospect of the original God of War trilogy being remade, mind you. That was big news, and that was a great way to end the show. But then it's like, oh, and one more thing. Here's a new God of War prequel that's a side scroller, and it's like shows the childhood of Kratos. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I don't think anybody wanted that, but okay. I mean, it looks like shit. And if you really want to know what kind of a game it is, just go watch David Jaffe's video on God of War: Sons of Sparta. He had a lot to say about it, and he's the original creator of God of War. So I think he summed it up best why that game looks like crap. And yeah, I have no interest in playing it, even though it was shadow dropped at the State of Play, and like it's out now. You can go play it for $30, but it doesn't look like it's worth $30 to me personally. But of course, that's coming from somebody who doesn't like the new God of War games either. I prefer the original trilogy, so hopefully they don't screw that up. But um, yeah, definitely watch David Jaffe's video on that. It's pretty interesting. Great guy, David Jaffe. But everything else that was at this showcase, even if it wasn't for me specifically, you know, there was a lot of stuff that was. Make no mistake, I was interested in a lot of the shit they showed off. But like, even the things that, like, the few things that weren't necessarily my cup of tea, there was so much quality stuff shown off, and just like so many things. It basically it's the kind of Sony showcase that, like, if you walked away from this State of Play and there wasn't at least one thing that got you a little excited, I don't know what you're doing, man, but you ain't playing video games, that's for sure. I don't know what you expect or want. Anyway, even though there was a lot to talk about, and there's probably a lot that I'm still processing in my brain from that showcase, I want to talk about the thing that stood out to me the most out of this showcase, and that is Konami's little chunk of this State of Play was just Konami announcements. And they're coming back, man, and they're coming back strong. It started with the news that there is a second Metal Gear Solid collection coming out. And yeah, more Metal Gear ports. Okay, that doesn't sound like the biggest deal in the world necessarily, but one of those games in the Metal Gear Solid Collection 2, the second collection, is Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots. And this is significant because a lot of people kind of gave up hope of this ever being ported to anything. That game was so stuck on the PS3's hardware, you know, on the cell processor hardware for so long. A lot of people are wondering, like, is it just too much work to port this over? Are we ever going to get Metal Gear Solid 4? Are they going to have to remake it or something from the ground up for this hardware? No, it looks like it's going to be just a straight port of Metal Gear Solid 4. And honestly, that's the last game in the series that needs a remake. I mean, it holds up pretty goddamn well. It still looks really good. The most cinematic and cutscene filled and overblown Metal Gear game of all time. There's so much. There's so much going on in Metal Gear Solid 4. That's definitely one of the most, like, wildly lavish cinematic games ever created. And it kind of sucks that we haven't been able to play it for so long, that it's been out of reach for so long. So that's exciting. They're bundling that together with Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which I am a fan of. I do like Peace Walker. I don't think it's as significant of a port, partly because that's already been re-released in the Metal Gear HD collection back in the day, and also partly because it's always been a PSP game, and even with the tweaks they've made in the HD release years ago, Peace Walker, like, does not hold up as well, I feel, as something like Metal Gear Solid 4 or any of the numbered entries, uh, because it was designed for PSP hardware. It is a good game. It is very interesting. I do like it a lot. I like the story. I like the characters. I think Peace Walker is a really neat entry in Metal Gear, and I am glad it's there, that they are sweetening the deal a bit more and not just selling MGS4 alone. So that's pretty big news for longtime Metal Gear fans. It's like, cool. I was secretly hoping when they started announcing Metal Gear stuff that I was like, oh, please make a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance 2. Please make a new Metal Gear Rising. Because, dear Lord, if there's any new Metal Gear game that Konami can make without Kojima, without his, imagination or whatever, it would be Metal Gear Rising. A new Metal Gear Rising, because that was a platinum game. You know what I mean? Metal Gear Rising is 100% platinum games. That is not a Kojima game. That's like the safest sequel they could make in the Metal Gear series that technically is chronologically set after the Snake storyline. So, like, you could make another Metal Gear Rising. Like, people loved the original Metal Gear Rising. It is considered also like something of a cult classic now. So, like, I think a lot of people would be pretty hyped if that came back. And all you need is Platinum Games, they're still out there. They're still making action games. They did a bang-up job working on Ninja Gaiden 4. So it's like, yeah, get those guys back. Get them to just make a new Metal Gear Rising. Sadly, we didn't get that at this state of play, but who knows? Maybe it's still in the cards in the future. I'm putting that out there, Konami. I would love to see a Metal Gear Rising 2, simply because you could do whatever you want with that. You could give it to Platinum Games and just let them do whatever they want. You don't need Kojima for that, you know what I mean? Even though that's it for the Metal Gear side of things, what we got after that, Castlevania, a proper new Castlevania game. They just dropped that shit out of nowhere. It's the 40th anniversary of Castlevania, apparently, and they're outsourcing Castlevania. It is another outsourced title, but it looks like it's going to be for Castlevania what Shinobi Art of Vengeance was for Shinobi, or Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was for Ninja Gaiden. It's like, holy crap, they got the Dead Cell team to make a really slick, really stylish new Castlevania Belmont's Curse. It looks incredible. It looks beautiful. It looks stylish. It looks... the soundtrack alone, the fucking score that was playing over that trailer, that pulsating, awesome music that was like thumping in the background, and the beautiful, slick, fluid anime-style visuals. I was like, this is a proper new Castlevania game. It's still a 2D side-scroller. It's still got those retro vibes when it comes to the style of gameplay, but like, it looks so pretty and so stylish and new. And I'm like, yes, this is what Castlevania fans have been wanting for like the last 100 years. Like a very long time. I don't even remember, when was the last 2D Castlevania, bro? Like, that was like probably on the 3DS or something, right? Like, that was a long time ago. I mean, technically, if you count Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which was made by the original Castlevania creator, I mean, that's basically a spiritual successor that did tide a lot of us over, and that is a great game. In fact, Bloodstained is still getting a sequel, so there's plenty of Castlevania-style games to go around, but it's cool that Konami was like, yeah, we want to bring back the official IP, we want to make a new Castlevania, and it looks great. It's like, okay, this is the thing, you can outsource to other companies if you're outsourcing to the right people, to talented people that have a passion for this stuff, And it's clear that the Dead Cells team, I don't know if that was Evil Empire or Motion Twins, they showed those two studios working on this game. One of those guys made Dead Cells, and I know that's a very Metroidvania style thing. It's more of a roguelike, but still, I think they're the right team to make a Castlevania game. I mean, The trailer just looks great, man. It looks so good. And that's not the end. No, then we get a trailer for Silent Hill Townfall. Before they even got to their transmission, where they're gonna, they went into details about the team that's making it, Annapurna and Screenburn. But they gave us the trailer at the State of Play, and as a longtime Silent Hill fanatic, it's of course my favorite horror media of all time, that what I saw of Silent Hill Townfall looked intriguing, man. It looked interesting. It looks like another development team that actually understands the vibes and the subtleties that make a Silent Hill game a Silent Hill game. And Annapurna, although I've never played any of their games, they are an indie team that's made like a lot of small, interesting little indie titles. They've never done survival horror that I know of. At least I don't think so. But they are a smart team, and you need smart people to make a Silent Hill game. They're smart. They're all about subtlety, intelligent storytelling, smart, innovative game mechanics that are unique and clever. And what we saw looks pretty neat. It looks pretty interesting. Like, for me, as always, there's only two things that need to be good in a Silent Hill game that you have to nail: the atmosphere and the storytelling. As long as those two things are really, really good, I don't care if there are other aspects of the game that are like not perfect or whatever. Like, it's going for first-person combat, melee. We've got some first-person shooting going on in the trailer, and it looks pretty decent. It looks all right. I mean, I'm not usually the biggest first-person guy. I do prefer third-person when it comes to horror games. But you know what? Once again, being how experimental they're being between Silent Hill F and now this one, I have no problem with things changing from game to game, and I have no problem with first-person style Silent Hill. Hell, the series has even dabbled in first-person way back in Silent Hill 4. So it's like, go ahead. It's fine. As long as the game is good, as long as it scares the shit out of me, has a really good, smart, mysterious storyline, So you can have your first-person combat. You can have that particular style, as long as it's good. It didn't stop me from playing Resident Evil 7, and it ain't going to stop me from playing this, I like their take on the Silent Hill radio. We haven't seen anything like new or interesting done with the radio since the series started, and their idea of having like a CRT pocket radio with a screen on it, it's got like a staticky screen that gets all messed up, and you put out in front of you to like observe your environment in interesting ways. And who knows how that thing is going to bug out or like lead to disturbing, unsettling sounds and voices. It's like, okay, I love it. I fucking love it. It's such a cool idea. Like, they're putting their own unique spins and ideas on classic Silent Hill formulas. It's like, yeah, do something new with the radio. Why not? That's why I have faith in this team, dude, because it's like, it looks creepy enough. I like the framing. I like the direction of the trailer. There's one bit where like a zombie creature or some gruesome looking thing is sitting in a corner of a room, and they open up their chest and there's like an IV tube coming out, and it's like, that's some really creepy framing and like a really creepy image, and that's the kind of shit you want in Silent Hill. Not to mention, like, you can tell that they're already tying things together psychologically and thematically, because we see that the main character, Simon, the whole like waking up in the water thing almost seems like a callback to one of the Silent Hill 2 endings. He's waking up in the water. It's like, oh, in water. He's got the IV tube on his arm, and we see it coming out of the monster at another scene, and it's like, okay, we're already like doing interesting things here with the story that piques my interest. It's like, I want to know more. I want to know more about this Simon guy. What has he done that's so bad? What is the deal with this town, St. Amelia, which apparently is set in Scotland? So another thing I'm excited about is that, much like Silent Hill F, it's the idea of, what if we just take creepy Silent Hill shit and put it somewhere else in the world? A different culture, a different setting. And it's like, I like this. Yes, let's keep doing this. So that all looks great. Silent Hill Townfall, I mean, I still have to see more. I want to see more. I know it's coming out this year, so we probably won't have to wait that long to see more of it. But so far, I'm excited by what I've seen. I'm intrigued. Team seems cool. Game looks neat. As if all that wasn't enough, you would think Konami is done. No, they've got one more game to reveal, and this was, in some ways, the most shocking thing they revealed, is that they're working on their own in-house project, despite all the outsourcing. that they're doing with all these other franchises in this game Rev Noir, this JRPG they're working on that is a totally new IP. You know, I kept watching the trailer for it and I was like, is this something from Konami's past? I don't remember them ever doing an RPG before. And no, it's totally new. And apparently, in-house Konami people, as far as I understand, are working on this. It's a passion project, and they're like, our team really likes JRPGs, and we want to make like the ultimate JRPG. We want to make our own. Technically, Konami's trying to make their own like Final Fantasy or Tales of game, and I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, what we saw was, I will admit, it looks very Tales of. It looks kind of like a Tales game, or maybe a little Genshin-like. I don't know. I was almost worried it was going to be a gacha game, but I'm very, very happy that's not the case. It is a story-driven JRPG of some kind, and it looks like it'll even have some real-time combat. That looks kind of cool. I really like the monsters and enemy designs they showed off. The game itself doesn't look like it's pushing the hardware all that hard. It doesn't look like it's got like the most mind-blowing visuals on a technical level, but the anime art style is nice. You know, it's got a very beautiful art style, so it's like, shoot, if it ends up being a really fun action RPG with a really good story, I could care less if it's like pushing the hardware or has the best lighting or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it looks interesting, it looks intriguing, but obviously that's another one where I need to learn more, we need to see more. But the fact that like this could be the first original Konami made game in ages that actually looks interesting and looks like, you know, a project with some kind of heart and care going into it. I'm like, shit, they're even cooking some of their own shit on top of all the outsourcing they're doing. And I guess they feel they could take the risk because, again, this isn't a beloved property. This isn't an old IP. This is a totally new original game that they're making. So, like, damn. After all that, I'm just thinking, like, Konami is back, bro. There is a way that they can make a new Metal Gear game without, like, you know, messing with Snake or whatever. Because I feel like, yeah, that's the problem, is, like, Snake is so tied to director Kojima. You know, without him, it's like, I would feel weird playing a Metal Gear game that doesn't have Kojima behind it, especially if it's about Solid Snake. Like, Platinum Games is still available. Get them to make Metal Gear Rising 2. People would love that shit, bro. I'd be over the moon. I'd be like, that's a great way to continue Metal Gear, but not old Metal Gear. It's like, do something else, you know? It's not going to make everybody happy, because I know some people want more of that classic stealth action Metal Gear. But if that's what you're looking for, Kojima's already working on that. There is a spiritual successor to Metal Gear Solid being made by the man himself. I got nothing left bad to say about Konami at this point. It's like, you guys are on the right track. I remember hating this company so much, bro. So much when they fired Kojima, canceled Silent Hill, so many bad things going on. But at this point, it's clear that they have new management. It's clear that, I've been saying this for a while, that like, as much as I hated what Konami turned into at that time, I knew what we needed was time. What we needed was time. We needed years to pass. We needed enough time to pass where new management takes over. They'll be sitting on those IPs that they haven't done anything with in a long time. And finally, that time has come. And they're like, we need to bring these games back. Like, people want them back. People want to play a new Castlevania. People want to play new Silent Hills and stuff. Like, we can't just let these IPs just sit around. Like, you know, let's win back the players that used to love these games. Yeah, that stood out to me as the most exciting thing from this showcase. Like I said, there were a couple other things, like the God of War trilogy being remade. It's got my attention. We didn't see anything of it, but it's got my attention. Apparently there's a new Tenchu game that's like a spiritual successor to the Stealth Ninja series Tenchu. I'm not sure about that whole isometric view they're going for in this new game. Yoko Shinobi Ops, I think it's called. They can't legally call it Tenchu because they don't own the rights to it anymore, but Acquire, a company that I thought was gone, dead and buried, apparently they're still around, and they are making this new Stealth Ninja game that just looks 100% like Tenchu. So that excited me. Again, not 100% sure if I'm sold on the isometric gameplay, but it's still stealth, and it still looks like a really cool modern Tenchu game. So I'm like, the vibes are there. I really want to try it. I hope it's good when it comes out, but lots of stuff to look forward to. Like I said, there's probably a lot of other stuff I could talk about from this showcase that I just haven't been able to fully process. But I thought the best thing for me, the biggest takeaway was the Konami stuff. So, you know, you guys can let me know in the comments below what you think of the showcase in general, and what did you think of Konami's output? What do you think of the future Konami titles, of Silent Hill, of Rev Noir, and Castlevania? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about all that shit, because I could not be more excited for any of it. I'm so fucking excited. 2026 is shaping up to be an amazing fucking year for video games. But, yeah, you guys just let me know what you think. And till next time, you get to burning and live for the passion.